And Alex is the founder of Stay Vocal. That's a Green America certified reuse apparel brand. They reuse t-shirts and give them a second life with a new design. Their line is made with both brand new t-shirts that were going to be destroyed, as well as pre-worn shirts that have been washed and treated. And I just checked out their website today and was shocked to learn that it takes 400 gallons of water to grow enough cotton for just one new t-shirt. Incredible, 400 gallons of water. Alex was inspired to create Stay Vocal as a result of the work he did for Anti-Racist Action. That's a group that has t-shirts with different slogans about tolerance. And Alex's company created the t-shirt for the first annual Berkeley Vegan Earth Day. They're really great. You saw them out in the hall. So, Alex, what a great concept. Let's welcome Alex.
My name is Alex Eves. I'm a reuse-aholic, and I'm freaking proud of it. So, my speech is a little different, plus that's a lot of the info that I was going to talk about. But basically, I'd like to tell a little story about why the heck I do what I do. And since I was a little kid, I've been reusing like crazy. I grew up in a household of hoarders. My dad likes to collect things, and I guess growing up I saw his collection of empty Crest boxes and thought I could, use them someday for something. And I started out like a lot of kids start out. I took toilet paper and paper towel rolls and started making tunnels for my Matchbox cars and stuff like that. And as I got older, I did more interesting things, like took railroad ties to make skateboard jumps and different things in my backyard. And then also along the way, as I was growing up, like the other part of me was that I started collecting t-shirts. And it started with sports t-shirts back when I was a little jock wannabe in elementary school, and I loved the Red Sox. And I started collecting those t-shirts, and I started skateboarding, and then I started getting into music, and just all along just took after my parents and started these massive collections, And a scary fact about my life is that in 2003, I decided to see if I could go an entire year without wearing the same shirt twice, and I ended that streak on March 13th, 2004, so yes, I have 400 or so shirts in my collection. Sad. So, fortunately, later on in life, I was able to combine those two passions, reusing and t-shirts. And as said, I run a green certified reuse apparel brand called Stay Vocal. So half of the apparel is, normal, go to the thrift store, find some crazy shirts, make, weird prints, and that's where we get more creative and custom with our t-shirts. But the bigger, more important part is that every day there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of t-shirts that are destroyed simply because they won't sell. I'm not sure if anybody here cares about the Super Bowl, but one thing that you may not know is that they make all the t-shirts for both teams, and when the final point is scored or whatever, the losing team's t-shirts are just destroyed and shredded into rags. So there's all that wasted materials, all that print, all that time, water, cotton, you name it. I just found out a friend in Boston has 5 1986 World Series Red Sox championship shirts. And if anybody knows the story, they did not win the World Series. There was a guy named Bill Buckner who really screwed that one up. Where am I? I have a little bit of the ADD, so I know the cards. All of us here, we're obviously gathering together because we share compassion for animals, but one thing that I have seen throughout my time is that a lot of people who may be compassionate about animals forget that they have to really be compassionate about the planet. And they have to do that in so many ways, like, as mentioned before, I used to work with Anti-Racist Action, but we were just making new t-shirts, and maybe they were, positive change t-shirts, because we had a lot of animal rights t-shirts, but we're just making more and more waste. So that's, it's like compassion towards one group, but the planet comes first, and we really need to think about that. And then there's lots of organizations who are really into animal rights, and they just make thousands and thousands and thousands of stickers and just hand them out and go on tours all across the country and just put stickers all over everybody. And while that is great promotion, there are other ways to do it without wasting all those materials, all those trees. I've been on Warped Tour before. It's disgusting. I have a collection of Epitaph Records stickers that I got in a dumpster. It was about 2,000 stickers that were just going to be destroyed just because it was extra. And that's one day, one concert. Ugh. Where am I? All these notes, what she said in the intro, it's kind of rough. Lots of it. Okay, so the anti-racist action thing. So that's the first little part of my story. I started working for anti-racist action in about 1999, 5 minutes, and I started going across the country and selling t-shirts. We were selling t-shirts on punk rock shows. I did a tour with Green Day. I went out with Blink-182. I went out with 311. I was on Ozfest, but that was for something different. The big thing was just selling t-shirts and making more t-shirts. And after that, I ended up doing merchandise for bands, so selling their own merchandise. And I went on tour with 311, but more importantly, and how I met a very good friend in the crowd, I went on tour with a political punk band called Anti-Flag for about 5 years, and we traveled the world. And it was just all about making more and selling more t-shirts. At numerous points in my career with them, I would just look at the mass amounts of t-shirts on the tables when I was counting in every night, and it was just overwhelming because how many times would these kids wear these t-shirts before they just come back for the next tour, and then they bring those to the Goodwill, and how long are they going to be at the Goodwill before the 4 weeks time span is up, and then they get shredded and burnt into rags or burnt. Then there was a big incident that happened, and this was kind of a life-changing thing and a direction that took my business to where it is. We got these t-shirts made, and it was supposed to be a logo here and lyrics to a song here. And the lyrics of the song were printed on the wrong side, and the guitarist was not happy with that, and he would not sell those to the fans because that was not how he wanted it. So I called and I said, okay, we don't want these 144 brand new American Apparel Classic Girl t-shirts that cost about $6 to make. So we're not going to take them. Can you reprint them? Just out of curiosity, what's going to happen? Oh, we're just going to shred those into rags and then sell them to a rag company or something like that. I'm like, are you serious? And then that's where I was like, hey Chris, can I buy these shirts and just cover the original designs with patches and make my own Stay Vocal shirts? Sure, Alex. And there's where that happened. So, big thing about me and about the company is how I live my life. And I do not just like to preach something, I like to practice it. Every day, I live and breathe reuse. Chuck Taylor's USA Made pre-Nike days from a thrift store, my own t-shirt, boxers and socks, we won't go there. But with my brand, it's all about practicing what I preach too. Every single order gets shipped out in a used food packaging, like a cereal box or my mom eats a lot of Italian ice, so if you order, you may get an Italian ice box. All of our orders are printed on the back of scrap paper from different offices around where I'm from. They just give me their would-be recycled paper because really, recycling is failing to reuse. So I take all that would-be recycled paper, print on the back of it, and that's how all of our orders go out. My business cards, and why more t-shirt companies don't do this, I don't know. I print all of my business cards on used t-shirts, just like my shirts, and then just cut them out. So they really don't hand them out, because really, who the heck needs a business card these days? One big thing and something we learned from the movie is just that we really have to be more conscious consumers and have to realize that every decision we make has a ripple effect on everything. And it's just like what was said earlier about these buzzwords about organic and recycled. They're really not awesome. An organic T-shirt still has to be made. There still has to be all that cotton grown. 400 gallons of water has to be used. That be the drinking water for somebody for almost the whole year. It's all these buzzwords, and it kind of reminds me of the whole, like, just because something's vegan doesn't mean it's awesome, because really, would you want to eat sweet and spicy Doritos for dinner? So, yeah, I don't know. It just makes sense to me. The stuff is already here, so use it. It doesn't have to be made. It's already, if you need something promotional like a T-shirt for one event that's only going to be worn like one day, a very dated shirt, stop sign. I'm the last person. So, the big thing is, we have to care about the planet. Put that number one, because really, if there's no planet, who the heck cares if you're vegan?